Capricorn, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-August 2025, and I'll do the reading for you, and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let me see, Cappy. Why am I stretching so far? I don't know. Anyways, the overall energy for the reading, the Ace of Cups. Brand new beginning, super fresh, super nice looking and feeling. Starting off the reading, you get the Four of Swords crossed by the Four of Wands. There's a connection here tied up to you. There seems to be peace, calm, quiet times, good times potentially, but like very steady, easygoing type of an energy. Like, okay, everything's chilled, hopefully. That's the energy that I'm seeing there available for this, at least. In your focus, the Two of Wands, I feel like you're waiting for something to kind of pan out, to kind of play out in a certain way so that you can go ahead and do whatever. You're looking like you're kind of dependent on whatever this is to proceed, type of a thing. So it's not a stressful type of waiting. It's almost giving me a sense of, you know, it's going to happen. You just got to wait for it to happen, and then you're on your merry way or something. In the recent past, the World card, closing of a cycle here. In your strength, the Tower. I mean, you're kind of looking up to any kind of challenge that comes your way. You're like, bring it. I'll take care of it as it comes, you know. You're not asking for it, but you're definitely kind of in that place of, we'll take care of things as they show up. So you're not necessarily freaked out of nasty shit going down. In the immediate future, the Queen of Cups, your heart is super open here. So you're definitely showing up super open to anything that comes your way. Could be one particular direction that you're very much involved in, especially emotionally involved in. But supporting this reading, the Six of Cups, yeah, there's a soul connection surrounding this. I feel like it's this commitment that's shown up at the beginning of the reading. The energy that's around you, and you may not be aware of it, the Seven of Cups. There's some options out there for something that I feel like you're not exploring all of those options, but they're available. In your hopes and fears, the Judgment card, maybe you have to make up your mind about something, maybe decision time is coming in regards to something. And for the potential outcome, the Sun, that's the happiest card in the deck, so that's really shooting towards happiness there. Let's clarify. Let's do the Ace of Cups. For the Ace of Cups, you get the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. This comes in as sacrificing. In order for something to turn out right, you know, you're gonna have to let some things go. And you're very determined to do that, to have whatever this is come out right. So that implies that you would have to let certain things go. Okay. Okay. Let's do the Four of Swords. You get the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Death card. You're happy about something when it comes to this particular commitment that you're part of. Now, it does carry a sense of something closing off when it comes to this commitment. I don't think you're gonna show up in, well, I'm glad that's over. As far as that commitment goes that I see here, I don't think that's what it is. It could be for some of you that, okay, you're out of something, out of a commitment, and you're done. Maybe that's one of the things you have to let go of. But for most of you, I don't think it's that. I don't think this commitment is coming to a close. I think something that has to do with this commitment is coming to a close. You know, maybe this commitment has gone through something and now it's done and over with. And now it's like next level of wherever this commitment goes. No. For the Four of Wands, you get the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's bringing something up to the other side of this. So this commitment is made out of you and another energy, and I feel like you're bringing something up here. It looks to be something nice, but at the same time, you look to be stressed out about bringing this up. So I'm not sure how that goes. If it's nice, then why are you nervous then? That it's not stressed out? I don't know. See, because on one hand, you're giving me this brutal energy of something ended here. And then you're like, oh, I'm super excited about something that has to do with, again, the continuation of this. Maybe things are changing here within this commitment in a nice way, but in a drastic way. Let's do the Two of Wands in your focus. The Three of Pentacles, the World card, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, if anything, there's a major shift that's happening within this commitment. As I said, whether for some of you this commitment is done and over with, or for others, there's just some major changes at play as far as this commitment goes. As far as your involvement in it, as far as how it's going to look from here on out, how it's going to feel from here on out. There's an ending of a cycle there at some point, and you're still kind of waiting for that cycle to close off. I feel like a lot of this waiting has to do with you in terms of, do you feel that the cycle is closed off for you personally? And you would say, kinda, you know. So you're not there yet with it. For the World card in the recent past, you get the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords, the High Priestess. Basically, things were going in that direction as far as this commitment goes. And then at some point in time, somebody said, oh, no, wrong direction. And then they switched it completely. And that cycle that's closing is over the direction that this connection was taken initially. So there's a change of direction here. It started off with, let's try it this way, you know, because this way doesn't... I don't know if it didn't work out. It's just somebody felt the need for a change or something. Let me do the Tower. In your strength, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. And I think you're the one that changed directions here. As this direction starts changing, as you take this on, you're doing it. You feel in the moment that this is the best thing that you could do or you could try. But it comes in with, it's like bittersweet. It comes in with a little bit of, as excited as you are about this change in direction, you're also very sad, you know? Let's do the Queen of Cups in the immediate future. The Lovers, the Hierophant, the Page of Cups. I mean, if there's any result that you would want from this change in direction here, I think this would be it. You know, I don't think you can beat this one. Because it starts to solidify into something. Like, up until this point, the reading kind of went, ooh, should I do this, should I not? Okay, let's try this, but we're not sure. And then there's sadness, and then there's this, and then there's all sorts of things going on through the change. Now, in the immediate future, it feels like you're landing on an energy for not only you, but for this connection as well. So it's finding its place, finally. This is the time in which the energies are kind of, should I land here? Should I land here? Should this look like this and feel like that? And like it's kind of sorting through. Whereas here, it's like it landed somewhere, and somewhere good apparently, really good, And it's not even showing up in the way that the energies are landing. It's showing up just a little bit, but you're starting to feel a little more balanced. Where you don't feel like, oh my god, like nervous about stuff or unsure, or you feel something good here. For, again, not only for you, but for the next steps, the next stages of where this commitment is going. Pretty cool. Let me do the Six of Cups. For the supportive energies, the Hangman, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like your personal challenge through all of this is to let it all unfold for this connection. Wherever it's going, and as much as you may think that you have quite the control over it, you're realizing that maybe I don't as much, and maybe I should just let it unfold to see where it's going. So just be present with the changes at play as much as possible, instead of trying to interfere through those changes and trying to grab at those energies and place them here and there. And they're already a little bit chaotic, but chaotic in a changing way. It's kind of normal what's going on. There's definitely an evolution or something that's going on for this commitment. So if you were to interfere with that, with the sense of I can change things around and I can take control of what's going on, then it might feel really chaotic. Whereas you're showing up here saying, how about if I stand still? How about if I let it all play out and then see where it lands and take it from there, instead of interfering with the movement here of what's going on. And it is a challenge, but I feel like you're doing it. For the Seven of Cups and the hidden energies, you get the Five of Wands, the Moon, the Two of Cups. Yeah, there's plenty of options here for where this is going. Because there's plenty of option, that's why it could seem confusing and chaotic at times. And Juno. Oh my god. It could seem a little, all over the place, but then if you keep your eyes on the prize, in the sense of, do you want what's best for you and for this commitment and for everybody involved at the end of the day? So if you keep yourself focused on that, then you're going to be able to just let it unfold in this little, it's not a lot. It's very subtle type of chaos here from an energetic perspective, and it is because the energies are trying to settle down here, because they're a little bit all over the place. So if you just let this phase kind of settle down on its own, you should be good to go. And that with these options opening up, for me, it looks like directions that these energies are taking. So some of them go out, some of them come in, and then settle somewhere. It's like that, a little chaotic Juno that's trying to go out of the room. But then once I let her out, she's going to want to come in. And it's like, okay, we got to just let her make up her mind. Eventually. Not right now. Right now she's here. And that's why she wants out. Then I let her out. Then she's going to want it. So kind of like that. And if I try to, no, I'm going to force you to stay here, throughout all of your chaos of wanting to go out and in and out and in, she's probably gonna make my life a living hell. So I'm not gonna. After this video, I'm gonna let her out. And then 2 seconds later, I hear you, Juno. I hear you, but I can't right now, baby girl. See, that's a little bit of a controlling factor. But I really can't. I want to finish this up with you guys. She started to prove my point. For the Judgment card, in your hopes and fears, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Chariot. This is a learning experience for you, and you're taking it as such. Sometimes you rush. Sometimes you're kind of like, "Ooh." It's hard to let it all settle down because I kind of want to, kind of like chop. Are the energies okay now? Is it time to go? Is it time to make up my mind? It's teaching you how to sometimes allow for things to kind of settle down and settle somewhere. And then it's also teaching you not to rush through these types of processes. So that's kind of what you're giving me in your hopes and fears. A sense of you learning to do just that, to just be with the process sometimes. Especially when it carries a little bit of a tone of chaotic. There. For the Sun in the potential outcome, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. There's a lot of allowance in this reading, as far as you're concerned, for the energies to settle down. And when they do, you're always giving me a sense of they land in the best place possible. Like after that, it's like you don't even have to do shit anymore because everything feels like it's in place and everything feels great. And that's happiness plus being shared with somebody else, and it creates this brand new beginning. So basically what's happening here is this commitment that you're part of is going from stage, let's say, 6 to stage 7. And the ending of stage 6, it's a little uncomfortable, a little chaotic, a little can't settle until it's set into the next level. And then once it does that, you'll know, because you'll feel that steadiness and that place of, oh, okay, things are finally settled someplace. And apparently the place that they're settled in is happiness. So, fuck yeah. Hold on. The universe. I know, I took your box because I brought it here. Here's your shoe box, baby girl. And now you don't have a box. Here, there's your box. Maybe now she'll settle down. I think she was looking for her box. I brought it here next to me. From the universe, you get the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. Interesting. Try not to overthink too much of what's going on here. It's energy and it wants to just be let to pass through, basically, until it settles down. And I see you kind of, at times, most times, being there with this process, and then other times you disconnect from the process because you start to overthink. And, you're like, what the hell is going on? And then you might even panic about it, and you might be, So try not to do that. Try not to take it up here. Try to stay as much as possible in the present moment with it, because that just takes you through the flow of this. And it does seem like it's a slow-moving type of a process, so you might feel a little uncomfortable through it for a little bit. But what's slowing it down even more is you starting to overthink it. So try not to. Just let it settle. It needs allowance to settle down. Let's do the animal, dreaming, oracle. Yeah, you're in the box now. And Cosmo's in the other box, in the crate. Okay. Dolphin, breathe. Breathe? Breath. Breath? Anyways, let's see. Breathe, breath. Same direction. Okay. Dolphin is one of Spirit's midwives. Dolphin is present when we are born. She helps us take our first breath and then pilots us through life in much the same way as she will guide a boat from port out into the open sea. She reminds us to breathe as we embark on all creative ventures. The time spent in the womb is sacred. It shapes our view of the world before and after we are born. Realizing what life was like for both you and your mother while she was carrying you will help explain why you act and react towards life the way you do. The way you feel towards your family, why you hold your breath in times of stress, and why your view of yourself has developed as it has. Your sense of security and confidence, your relationships, and even the type of employment you seek are all influenced by the quality of time you spent in your mother's womb and the conditions under which you drew your first breath. You agreed to everything as it is, as it was, and as it will be before entering this life. What you do with this understanding and how you let it affect you is the key to a healthy, happy existence. If the dolphin has swum into your cards today, you are being prompted to review your life by asking questions that may trigger heartfelt reactions to your time in your mother's womb. Ask yourself what life was like for you and your mother during this time. Consider the possibility that there may be things you are trying to bring to fruition that are unconsciously being blocked by your memory of your time in the womb. Are you symbolically holding your breath as you intuitively remember anxiety, the stress of your mother, and your birth, for example? To answer this question, sit in the sacred silence. Still your inner chatter and self-doubt and meditatively journey back through your life to your time in the womb. Relive your birth, your first birthday, and even birthday thereafter. They will act as anchors, starting points from which you may proceed to examine your life. Talk to your mother or someone you trust to help you remember. Evaluate the details that stand out and see them as a foundation on which to remap your journey, to check your life's blueprint, and to review the sacred contracts you signed before entering this world. See this as an opportunity to reclaim your power, to rebirth, and to finally honor the first breath you ever took. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.